You are now listening to the sounds of Mood Swing Music Group.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. And today what we gonna do, man, we gonna get into something a little different. What we gonna get into today, man, is last video, we discussed the MPC-X SE. And I referenced in the video that I felt like $2,500 was a high price, right? And the reason I say that, man, is because y'all already know that my channel is for the beginner producer. So I really don't get into like all of this high dollar crap that's going on out here. I'm gonna keep it clean. So I want the beginner producer that's looking at my channel to understand that, yeah, the MPC-X SE, the MPC-X, ain't nothing wrong with them. Ain't nothing wrong with buying one, right? But for my beginners, those type machines are not for beginners. When you start talking about spending $2,600, you need to be real diligent about how you spending $2,600, right? So I brought it up in the last video. I said it was high because I felt like it was high, and we're in the middle of a recession, right? But recession or not, we gonna get into the game today, and we gonna show you what you can spend $2,600 on and have much more than just an MPC-X or an MPC-X SE. So let's get into it. So first off, man, the first thing I would purchase is I would get me a Mac Mini. You could get you a Mac Mini. The Mac Mini is $599, and it has the M2 silicon processor in it. You can, with this right here, man, you can pretty much run your studio as a beginner beat maker producer. You can run your studio off this system right here. Now, it's up to you to step up to $799 or $1299, but for the sake of this video, because we're trying to spend around $2,600 and just show you what all you can get. So we're gonna go with the $599 Mac Mini, and that's gonna be basically the heart of our setup. So we got the Mac Mini. Let's go from the Mac Mini. And the next thing you need for the Mac Mini, you need a monitor. So we can go out here, man, and we can get us a Dell 32-inch 4K monitor. No, it's not the most high-end monitor you can get, right? And keep in mind, it's not the most high-end because I realize that if you are a beginner producer, you don't want to be spending your money on top of the line gear like that. You want to kind of stay in the middle of the road so that you can afford it and have everything that you want up front so that you can have capabilities to do things. So here you go, man. You got the Dell 32-inch 4K monitor, UHD 3840 by 2160, 60 hertz. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, I'm on Amazon for this one right here. You can get it for $309, 32-inch, $309. The 32-inch should be it should be big enough for you to get started on and be comfortable with. I think eventually you'll have to add a second monitor, because when you start getting into other things, man, you're gonna want to have your mixer on one screen, and you're probably gonna want to have your edit screen open on a different screen. So that's why eventually you might want to have two screens. So that's on Amazon, man. That's your monitor. And let's see here. So when you go from you got the Mac Mini, and then you got a monitor to look at it on, and then from there, man, you want to get your keyboard and mouse set up, right? You want to get your keyboard and mouse, man. So go to Amazon, and I can vouch for these because the MacAlley Premium Bluetooth keyboard and mouse for Mac is the same ones that I use on mine. You don't have to buy the ones from Apple. The ones from Apple cost triple the price of this. These are rechargeable. They work fine. I've been using them for years. The only drawback that you have with these versus the originals is that they wake up a little slower. but that ain't never been a problem for me, so I ain't never tripped off of it. But they do wake up a tad bit slower. But other than that, man, look, you can get the keyboard and the mouse for $59. You can get it for $60, right? So once you got your Mac Mini, you got your monitor, you got your keyboard and your mouse. Now you got your computer up and running, right? So the next thing you want to do, man, you want to get you a, let's see here, we're going to go with the audio interface. And basically, man, you want to get this audio interface, and man, I chose the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 3rd gen USB audio interface. It's $189. As you can see, I'm on American Musical Supply. I mean, you can go to any of these sites and do it. And here's another thing. If you want to, you can do a 0 interest at 6 payments, no credit check, for $31.67 a month. So you can do it how you want to do it, but it's $189, and that's your audio interface. And the next thing you want to do after going with the audio interface, you want to be able to listen to your music. Now, I'm not a proponent of headphone mixing or making beats. That's just me, though. So I'm showing you what I would do with $2,600. So here we go. After the audio interface, you want to hear your music. Bam, here you go. We gonna drop down right here, man, and we gonna handle business with these Cali Audio LP6 version 2 6.5 two-way power studio monitors. You get them for $398 a pair. Now, the reason I chose these is these monitors got settings on the back of them that allow you to set them based on what your room is set up like. So if you got your desk against the wall, they got toggle switches on the back to where you can set it to where you get the optimal sound with them directly against the wall. If you got them an eighth of the way into the room, they got settings on the back so that you can actually set the actual tones of the speakers to respond as if to where you got them an eighth of the way in the room. If you got them in corners, they got settings for you to have them in corners so that your bass don't build up in the corners and stuff like that, and your sound don't resonate crazy. So I chose these because they got a really specific set of settings on the back of them, and for a beginner, you're gonna want to hear your stuff really clear, right? So the Cali Audio LP6's version 2, I think, is a great set of speakers, and then for the price, you ain't gonna be able to beat it, and they sound good, and they sound damn good. So, and I have a set, so I can vouch for them, and I got a set, and let me tell you something, I push them. When I first got them, I didn't believe that they was only $400, right? And I got version 1, but I didn't believe that they was only $400, and I saw a lot of advertisements and saying that these guys from Cali Audio used to be with JBL and they putting this work in, and I'm like, I don't really believe that, but I needed a set of 6.5s. I bought these. When I tell you I've pushed them, and to be dead real with you, man, they handled everything I pushed at them, and I've had my set for about 2 years, and I'm serious. When I say I pushed them, I pushed them. I put everything I got into them, and they pretty damn solid, man. So good set of speakers, $400. That's how you gonna hear your music, man. And then the next thing I would do, as far as now that you got your computer, you got your monitor, you got your keyboard and mouse, you got your audio interface, you got your studio monitors to listen back all of your information that you're doing, making beats or whatever, then it's up to you. It's optional. Me, myself, I'm a keyboard guy and a drum machine guy. I like both, right? So I'm gonna tell you what we doing right here, man. So you get the option. You can either go with the Native Instruments Complete Control S49 MK2 keyboard. You can get it for about $479 on American Musical Supply. And look, and I think you can get it like this at Sweetwater, and you got Sweetwater, American Musical Supply, and Zounds. You know what I'm saying? All of them doing the same thing. They all pushing equipment, right? And the reason I choose this is because with your Mac, you're gonna load Logic on your Mac. And I found that out of all of my controllers, this controller controls Logic just about better than all of them. I got a Kai controller, I got a Novation controller, and I got a Complete controller, and the Complete controller does a very, very, very good job at controlling Logic as far as like all of your faders and mixers and all that stuff. It controls everything on there. So I go with this because of that first. Secondly, I go with this is because you get the Native Instruments suite with this. And so with that Native Instruments suite, man, you're going to get Massive, you're going to get Contact, you're going to get Reactor, you're going to get, man, I can just keep going, man. You're going to get Guitar Rig. It's so many of them that you get in there, and all of it translates over into Logic. All of it does. So once you get it, you got it, you good, right? Now, if you're not the type of guy who want a keyboard, then you can always get the Native Instruments Maschine MK3 drum controller. Does all the same features. You can put it in keyboard mode and the whole nine. And man, it comes with the same software suite. You get the Native Instruments software suite with all of your Complete. You get, I don't know which version of Complete you get, but you get Complete, and then you get all of the stuff that comes with Maschine, right? So that's going to be Massive, Massive X, Massive X, Reactor, Contact, Guitar Rig. It's loaded, right? And that's the reason I'm telling you, like, you can get this and start making music instantly. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it, man. So the controller end is up to you. Like, if you rather have drum pads, some people like the pads, that's fine. Some people like the keys. You know what I'm saying? Me myself, I like a little bit of both because I play the keys, and then I like to do my drums on the drum pads. I'm not a finger drummer, but I like to do my drums on the drum pads. So yeah, man, that's pretty much that in a nutshell. I think we covered everything, man. You get your computer, you get your monitor, you get your keyboard and your mouse, you get your audio interface, you get your studio monitors, you get your controller, whether it be the Maschine MK3 drum machine or the Complete Control MK2. And really, man, outside of that, you're gonna spend the $199 with Apple to get Logic on your system. And once you do that, man, I mean, because Logic comes with a ton of stuff inside of it too. So, you know, Logic is one of those things, man, that once you get it, it's totally directly competing with Pro Tools, right? So it's one of those things, man, once you get it, you're gonna understand, like, dude, it's packed with stuff, man. So you're gonna get Logic, and you're gonna mess around and get a lot of stuff, man, that you never thought that you would be getting. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people overlook Logic, man, but a lot of people hip to it. A lot of people are really hip to Logic, and a lot of people understand Logic. But man, when you start talking about recording and doing your thing, man, Logic is one of those things that is pretty intuitive, man. You're gonna get Alchemy, you're gonna get drum kit designer, you're gonna get the drum synth, you're gonna get the EF M1 FM synth, you're gonna get the ensemble synth, you're gonna get the monophonic synth, a bunch of synths in there. You get the retro synth, which is dope. You get the samplers, you get the studio horns, studio strings, you get the Ultra Beat drum creator, and just a lot more, man, in Logic. You know what I'm saying? It's a ton of stuff you get in Logic, man. So and that's just what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a beginner, for somebody that's starting out, somebody that's saying, man, I want to have some capabilities to do some things, to really not only get started, but once I get started, I can expand on it. The system I just showed you, you can fully expand on it. You can go get you a more powerful audio interface. You can go get you a analog mixer and add to the mix. You can add your compressors and all. You can compressor, EQ, and preamp to your mics. You can also add you a more USB ports to the actual computer. You can add, like I probably got 7 different hard drives ran to my Mac Mini M1. Man, you can just do, the capabilities are endless, right? And I'm saying all this to say, I know we've been having this discussion about the Akai MPC X SE, and it's like, that's fine, right? They added more memory to it, and it's a commemorative thing for the 35th anniversary, but I don't want you to get caught up in it. I want you to say, what do I really need for my $2,600? And once you start doing that, once you really start being diligent with your money, you're going to start noticing that you're not just sitting there with this minimalistic setup. You're going to start noticing that, man, now I got a full rig that I'm working with, and I can really sit here and create the way I want to create, the way I envision myself creating, right? So, and that's what I want you guys to be able to do, man, for all my beginners. So I'm going to say it again. I'm not talking to you guys that's already in the game and already started. I just didn't want the beginners to look at that last video that I made and think that it's okay to be out here spending your money on things that cost $2,600 and you only getting one thing. You only getting one element. That's not for the beginner. That's for a guy that's already established. That's for a guy that's already doing his thing. That's for a guy that's adding to his repertoire. But that MPC X SE is not even for a guy adding to his repertoire. That's for a guy that just want the limited edition that's coming out, so that he can say, oh, I got the limited edition with the colorway that look like the old MPC. Because technically the MPC X do the same thing. It's running on the same software. So bottom line, man, for all my beginners, for everybody that's following my channel, that's starting out making beats, that's been watching the tutorials, man, this video is for you. And shout out to everybody who subscribed to the channel, man, in the last 2 weeks, man. I think we got like over 100 and some subscribers, man, based on just on that last video. So if you get a chance, man, go back and look at the last video. I encourage you to, man. Everything was sparked by the brother EA Ski bringing up just some different issues with Akai and what they doing with their equipment and what they not doing with their equipment. And man, like always, man, you know, don't just be a producer, be productive, be in the studio working on something. Peace.